Well, this is take two. It's take two because I had just got done making the entire combo video, and then I realized that the freaking mic wasn't working. So, I gotta do it again. Anyway, new combo tutorial, another aerial combo. Like usual, the combos that I like to do are combos that you can do in an encounter. I do this combo all the time in encounters. So I want to show it off in case somebody else wants to start screwing around with it. So the way I'm going to lay this video out, I am going to explain the combo first. I think that'll be easier. And then I will show off the combo, but I'm not going to be able to talk while I'm showing off the combo. And then after I show off the combo, to wrap things up, I'll break down some of the different parts of the combo, so you get a better understanding of why I'm making some of the choices I'm making. This one's going to be a mouthful, but it might sound difficult, might sound like a lot. It's actually a really easy combo. I'm not a high-level gamer who plays this game 100 hours a week. If I can do this combo, you can definitely do this combo, whoever's watching. Anyway, let's get into it. We are going to start off with the dual blades. I like to get 3 hits in. I like the dual blades because it sucks you into the target real nice, gets you right where you need to be. We're going to switch to the rapier and do the rising stance with the rapier. Once we're in the air, we're going to tap up on the directional pad twice to switch to the dark dragon blade. When we're in the air with the dark dragon blade, we're going to get 3 light attacks. We will do a wind path and then a light gleam attack to suck back into the target and keep the combo going. After we do that, we will switch to the box and get 3 flying swallows in. Then we will switch back to the dark dragon blade. We'll get 3 more light attacks in. This is all in the air. We're going to do another dash and wind path. Light attack, suck back in, and then we will switch to the staff, and we will begin the easy infinite air combo until we want to end it and bring them back down to the ground. So let me show it off, and then I will break it down. So I'm not going to be able to talk while I show this off. It just doesn't work that way for me. Oh my goodness. So I screwed it up already, but this is a consistent combo. Don't take that first screw up as a... Alright. Let me do this one more time without screwing up. And then we get into the easy infinite air combo. Now I know I screwed up twice, but that's a fluke because I'm trying to make a video. Believe me, this combo is actually extremely easy. And once you've done it a few times, and you really get the feel for the buttons, it'll be like clockwork doing it. You'll be able to pull it off in encounters doing certain enemies. And it's nice when you bring an enemy up in the air like that, that's kind of a pain in the ass enemy, and you can just shred him up until he's a one-hit kill and then bring him back to the ground. So, let's break this down a little bit. Kind of already said why I do the dual blades. I like the dual blades the most, and they bring you right into the target, perfect to get this rising stance off. Because this rising stance, I like it, but it doesn't actually, because it's a jump and not really an attack, it won't target the enemy like a regular attack. So you kind of want to do something that's going to face you towards the enemy and get that going. Now, I prefer to hit, just get in the habit of hitting up twice on the D-pad to bring the Dark Dragon Blade out. The reason I'm doing the Dark Dragon Blade, I mean, honestly, you can do any weapon you want, but the reason I do the Dark Dragon Blade is because when you do the light attack with this Dark Dragon Blade, he lifts the enemy higher up into the air. So that's the Dark Dragon Blade, and then that's the regular dual blades, where the enemy's staying level with every other weapon, but the Dark Dragon Blade will lift them higher and higher in the air. Oops. But the Dark Dragon Blade will lift them higher and higher in the air. So, after that, if you haven't watched the previous video and seen me doing the wind path while in the air, one thing to note is that you're going to want to dash when you do a wind path. The reason for that is because as you're hitting the enemy, they get further and further away from you. And if you don't dash in, it's not very consistent making contact. Now, after I do a wind path, I do the light gleam attack. Other than the dual blades, the other weapons are not very consistent with re-engaging after a wind path in the air. So, but if you do the light gleam attack with Dark Dragon Blade, you're good to go. It'll suck in 100% of the time every time. You don't have to worry about it. Now, we switch over to the box for the Flying Swallow. We do that for two reasons. The first reason is the box will give you 3 Flying Swallows without hitting the ground, where every other weapon will ground you. Give me 1 second, please. Oh, he's cross-eyed. Sorry about that. Where was I? The box. So every other weapon will ground you after 3 Flying Swallows. The box will keep in the air, but the box does one other really cool thing, is that it lifts the enemy up in the air, higher up into the air while you're doing it. So when you're using the box, the enemy's going up higher in the air. When you're using the Dark Dragon Blade, the enemy's going higher up in the air. And unless there is an enemy, from what I've experienced doing this during my regular engagements, unless there are enemies that are going to throw things at you, once you've gotten your 6 light attacks with the Dark Dragon Blade and your Flying Swallow in, you're so high up in the air that the other enemies can't get you out of the air. And as long as one of these high armor pain in the ass enemies aren't blocking you out, then you're free to just infinite combo once you go all the way up in the air, and until you get them to a one-hit shot or a one-hit position. You know, where you do what is it called? Yeah, Izuna drop, and you know you're gonna kill them in 1 shot. So the infinite air combo, I call this one the easy infinite air combo because there's a bunch of different ways to stay in the air forever. But the staff seems to be one of the easiest ways because it has slow attacks. 1, 2, 3, and the third attack, if you notice, has a really long animation. Now, to stay in the air forever, what you need to do is you have to do at least 1 attack with a weapon, and then switch to another weapon, and do 3 attacks. And as long as you do that, from what I found, you can wind path as much as you want in the air. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because there's a certain amount of actions that have finished and the wind path resets, or if you're taking so long with your combo that the wind path resets. But regardless of why it does it, that's what happens. So you can always wind path once, even on... Oh, I wasn't meant to do this. I didn't mean to do that either. You can always wind path once, even without doing a single attack, but you have to reset it with that combo. So what we're going to do is we'll lift them up in the air, get the 1, 2, 3, and then during that third and final animation, we have a ton of time to just switch to the dual blades. And that's why I call it the easy infinite air combo, because once you get this down, it's really easy and low stress to pull this off and just keep an enemy in the air until, you know, you decide to bring it down or something happens. And I think that about wraps it up. So if there is something that I didn't explain that well, or if you have any other questions about the combo, then just let me know in the comments. Until next time, peace.